Imagine a Filipino boy band, armed with catchy pop songs and a determined motto, stepping onto a global stage, through your Netflix screen. Can you think of another group that did that? That's exactly what happened with SB19, and it's being called the Netflix effect. SB19, a Pinoy pop group, is breaking barriers by starring in a new Netflix documentary that's grabbing international attention. But before we dive deeper into this story, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Elite Exposure 2.0 so you won't miss any future videos. For those new to the story, SB19 is a 5-member Filipino boy band comprised of Pablo, Stell, Josh, Ken, and Justin. They are pioneers of P-pop, Pinoy pop, combining the energy of K-pop style production with Filipino language and heart. Since debuting in 2018, SB19 has been on a roller coaster rise. After an early setback, they took a bold step back, vowing with their motto, "No dream is too big," to come back stronger. Their breakout hit, "Go Up," in 2019 was the turning point that launched them from local unknowns to national heroes. Since then, the group has built a passionate fanbase called 18, meaning hours in Filipino, who helped them chart hits and smash streaming records that were once unimaginable for a Filipino group. And now, SB19's story is immortalized in a feature-length Netflix documentary titled Pagtatag. The documentary, released on Netflix globally on July 23, 2025, Pagtatag, which means formation or establishment in Filipino, follows SB19's journey over the past 7 years. Directed by Jed Regala, who also worked on their music videos, this film shows the band behind the scenes, from rehearsal studios and world tour hype to candid conversations about their struggles. It's raw and honest, giving both longtime fans and new viewers an intimate look at how these 5 young men built something incredible from scratch. Interestingly, Pagtatag had already broken records as a theatrical release, becoming the highest-grossing Filipino documentary of all time before even hitting Netflix. But what exactly is the Netflix effect here? To answer that, consider this. By starring in a Netflix documentary, SB19 has crossed a line few Filipino artists have ever crossed. They are now among a handful of Filipino acts to get major global exposure via Netflix. Major media outlets from Forbes to Variety are writing about SB19, highlighting this as more than just a local success story. In fact, SB19 just made history by becoming the first Filipino group to top Billboard's World Digital Song Sales chart. Their 2025 single Damn debuted at #1 on that global chart, proof their international momentum is real. Right in the middle of the documentary story we see a surprising fact. Pagtatag was the highest-grossing Philippine documentary ever, which means SB19's local supporters turned out in droves to see their story. Those achievements show SB19 shattering expectations and barriers. Inside Pagtatag, viewers see how SB19 dealt with real-life pressures behind the glitz. The members talk candidly about training under a Korean-style system. They were actually trained by producers in Korea before debuting, the sacrifices of leaving family behind to pursue music, and the mental toll of being idols. They cover heartbreaks, moments of doubt, and the constant drive to improve. By showing their vulnerability and resilience, SB19 is breaking a Philippine entertainment taboo. Many Filipino celebrities keep their struggles private, but SB19 does not hide their scars. They open up about stress, fear, and even cry on camera. In doing so, they normalize the idea that even pop stars face hardship, and that it's okay to talk about mental health and ask for support. Now, thanks to Netflix's algorithm and global reach, SB19 is more visible than ever. Pagtatag landed on Netflix's top 10 list in the Philippines on its first day, and it quickly caught attention in other countries too. Netflix even teased clips on Instagram and its official channels, proudly calling it a first Pinoy moment. Suddenly, an international K-pop fan or someone browsing Netflix might click on SB19 and discover Filipino pop for the first time. Scenes from Pagtatag spread across TikTok and Twitter as new fans share quotes like, "No dream is too big," and snippets of heartfelt conversations. In cities like New York, Los Angeles, Dubai, and London, 18 communities organized watch parties for the Netflix premiere, all tuning in together to support the band. It's as if SB19 performed on a global stage from their couch, and fans around the world got VIP seats. For example, overseas fans even organized dance covers of SB19's hits like Gento on TikTok after watching the documentary, with comments pouring in from as far away as Brazil and South Africa, proof of how global this phenomenon has become. That's the Netflix effect in action, making SB19's journey part of a worldwide conversation. SB19's barrier-breaking streak didn't start with Netflix. It's been building all along. For the band members themselves, this media blitz is surreal. In recent interviews, they admit they never imagined reaching so many people, saying Netflix is helping make their dreams a reality. For example, in 2023, their hit Gento charted on Billboard's World Digital Song Sales, peaking at number 8, and then in early 2025, Damn hit number 1 on that chart. The first time any Filipino act ever did that. They've also smashed records on YouTube and Spotify for a Filipino group. Their music videos are among the most viewed of any Filipino act within the first 24 hours of release. Riding this momentum, SB19 even announced a world tour for 2025, the Simula at Wakas Tour, with dates across Asia, Europe, and the US, further proving they're in demand globally. All these achievements feed into the Netflix effect. Every person who watches the documentary sees proof that SB19 is not a local phenomenon, but a global one. It's no surprise media outlets from Billboard to international music blogs are hailing them as P-pop trailblazers. Crucially, SB19's rise with Netflix is not just about numbers or charts. It's about representation and pride. Filipino fans, affectionately called A-Tin, meaning ours, have always believed in the band, but now they see their own culture reflected on Netflix and international charts. Young Filipinos feel proud knowing their language, stories, and music are reaching global audiences. Plus, SB19 songs often incorporate Filipino themes and positivity, which means Netflix's massive platform is sharing Filipino vibes everywhere. Even non-Filipino viewers are commenting on how refreshing it is to see music in a different language done so well. In other words, SB19 is not only breaking barriers in music, they're also opening eyes globally to the rich creativity of Filipino artists. For every fan who dances along and every viewer who learns a bit of Filipino, SB19's impact grows. So in summary, the Netflix effect for SB19 is huge. By starring in Pagtatag, SB19 has taken their journey from Manila's stages to the world's living rooms. They've broken record after record, highest-grossing Filipino documentary, Billboard #1 hit, streaming records, and changed the narrative about what P-pop can do internationally. Their story reminds us that no dream is too big. If you've been following SB19 or you're new to their music, this is a story to celebrate. Thanks for watching this deep dive on how Netflix helped SB19 break barriers. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like button now. And for more inspiring stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to Elite Exposure 2.0. We'll see you in the next video.